For each of you, out of all of your films, which one do you think the most Letterboxd members have listed as one of their 4 favorites?
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting's close. It's not number 1.
Oh, The Martian?
Also kind of in a similar vein.
Like Oppenheimer?
Same director.
Interstellar.
The answer is Interstellar, which Interstellar is actually the number 1 film on the most people's 4 favorites. Like,
Wow.
period.
Really? What, of every film ever made, Interstellar is it appears the most on people's top 4 list. Wow, that's great. I'll tell Chris that. He'll be excited, I'm sure.
People could read that character as like a selfish coward, right? But I think that you bring so much sadness and kind of tragedy to him that you actually do empathize with the desperation and the loneliness. Could you talk a little bit about kind of working to build out the layers of that character?
Thank you for saying that. That's very nice, but he is a selfish coward. But no, Chris, I thought that script was brilliant, and Chris, I read the script. I was in Germany doing another film, and I had a very emotional reaction to the script because I was the father of young kids at the time, and this idea of a father leaving and missing the lives of his kids was just so terrifying to me, and this real reaction to the movie, and I called him and said I'd love to be in it, and Chris said to me, you know that saying, there are no small parts, there are only small actors, and I said, yeah, of course, and he goes, well, this is a small part. But I thought it was, because the setup for the character, the screen, all the other characters are talking about him as this incredibly heroic guy. He's the best of us, and he's, and so the script does a very clever thing, which it builds up this person, and then when you meet him and it's kind of revealed what's really happening. But all the answers were really in the screenplay, and talking to Chris and looking at that planet and like the desolation and the thought exercise of being there by yourself for so long with a button, and all you have to do is press the button and someone will come get you. It was an impossible quandary that he kind of put the character in, and I certainly, empathized with his plight, so hopefully that comes across in the performance.
It definitely does. Ben, your turn, you're up. Which of your films do you think is on the most Letterboxd members' 4 favorites?
Well, I think you gave it away. It must be Goodwill Hunting.
It is Goodwill Hunting. Looking back on Goodwill Hunting a little bit, is there a moment that really stands out for you where it all kind of, in that moment, you knew that this film was going to be something really special for audiences?
Not at all. I didn't have enough experience or frame of reference to compare anything to, which was kind of did me a disservice. I probably would have appreciated those landmarks a little bit more had I known the significance of them. But it's a hard thing to see or feel, to know, as it's happening, this is going to have a more lasting impact. All the whole entire experience, it was the only movie, it was the whole thing, it was sort of our whole lives. Years and years trying to get that movie made, and so it was actually probably in the purest, best way, the way you should do it, which is that the experience was what mattered, and the completion of it, the actual getting it made and done and filmed, was the really significant thing for me versus like being sort of results oriented around, like, with respect, like, where are we going to end up on the charts? It had nothing to do with that. I never dreamed it was going to be on any charts of any kind. And that was not what it was about. Truly and genuinely, it was probably the purest experience I had in the sense of how much catharsis was connected to actually getting what was, a very difficult thing, accomplished.
Yeah, it was the first really incredibly difficult thing I think we did as adults, and it took us 5 years to do it. And so there was no thought about results. The thought was about getting it made. I mean, we were talking about it as having good material for our acting reels so we could get other acting jobs, it's such
Which itself was a fantasy,
right,
and a distant, remote possibility.